Tiffany Stratton confirms she still has her teeth after WrestleMania 41. WrestleMania 41 was packed with unforgettable moments, jaw-dropping stunts, and high-octane drama. But one of the most talked about headlines didn't come from a championship match or a surprise return. It came straight from the glamorous, fearless, and ever-dazzling Tiffany Stratton. Yes, the Barbie Bombshell herself broke the internet, not just with her incredible performance, but with a post-show revelation that had fans talking, tweeting, and even memeing for days. Tiffany Stratton confirmed, she still has all her teeth. What happened at WrestleMania 41 that made this confirmation necessary? Why did fans think she might have lost a tooth in the first place? And how did Tiffany turn a potentially painful moment into one of the most viral wrestling stories of the year? WrestleMania 41 delivered everything fans hoped for, and more. The stadium was rocking. The energy was electric. Legends returned. Rivalries peaked. And in the middle of all that chaos, Tiffany Stratton stole the show. Tiffany entered the ring like a star, dressed in glittering pink, flaunting her signature confidence, and ready to prove, once again, that she's more than just a pretty face. Her opponent, a hard-hitting, no-nonsense veteran of the ring who wasn't there to play games. The match was billed as a clash of styles, beauty versus brutality, and it absolutely delivered. What started as a high-energy showcase quickly turned into a stiff, physical brawl that had fans on the edge of their seats. Tiffany, known for her athleticism and acrobatic flair, took some of the hardest bumps of the night. And one of those bumps. Yeah, it looked really bad. Midway through the match, during an intense exchange outside the ring, Tiffany took a vicious forearm to the face. The impact was loud, brutal, and it looked like it connected square to the mouth. The cameras caught it, the replay slowed it down, and fans noticed something right away. Was that a tooth flying out? Social media exploded instantly. Tweets poured in. Greater than, did Tiffany just lose a tooth? OMG, that shot to the mouth looked nasty. Someone check on Tiffany Stratton's dental insurance. The speculation spread like wildfire. GIFs of the hit were shared everywhere. Some fans even zoomed in on the footage, claiming they saw something white fly through the air. To make things even more intense, Tiffany rolled back into the ring holding her mouth, visibly shaken. The commentators acknowledged the hit, noting how tough she was to keep going after a shot like that. And credit to her, she didn't just finish the match. She did it in style. Once the match was over, and Tiffany had been checked out by WWE medical staff, the question on everyone's mind remained. Did she lose a tooth? The rumors gained momentum. Some dirt sheets claimed backstage sources said she was taken for dental evaluation. Fans even started joking about a tooth fairy match at the next premium live event. Tiffany, ever the savvy social media queen, stayed silent at first. But then, like a true star, she took control of the narrative. Late that night, Tiffany posted a selfie on Instagram. Hair a little messy, makeup smudged, but smiling bright. Still got all my teeth, thanks for checking. She followed it up with a video on her Instagram story, flashing her signature smile and pointing to her pearly whites. The fans, they ate it up. You might be wondering, why did this become such a big deal? Well, part of it is just how the internet works. But the truth is, this was a classic example of a performer turning a real moment into part of their brand. And Tiffany Stratton did it perfectly. She could have ignored the rumors. She could have downplayed the situation, but instead, she leaned into it. She used it as a chance to connect with fans, show her toughness, and even poke a little fun at herself. It's moments like this that help wrestlers go from performers to. Tiffany Stratton retains title despite brutal injuries at WrestleMania 41. WrestleMania 41 was a night to remember. A night full of unforgettable moments, shocking turns, and epic battles. But perhaps the most jaw-dropping of all, Tiffany Stratton, the self-proclaimed center of the universe, walking out still champion, despite a brutal, injury-riddled war that pushed her to her absolute limit. How did she survive it? What really went down in that ring? And what does this mean for the future of the women's division? Stick around. We're breaking down every bone-crunching second of Tiffany Stratton's unbelievable title defense at WrestleMania 41. Tiffany Stratton entered WrestleMania 41 with gold around her waist, swagger in her step, and the confidence of a champion who had steamrolled nearly everyone in her path. Since capturing the title, Stratton had evolved from a flashy newcomer into a legitimate main event player. Her athleticism, charisma, and unapologetic attitude made her a polarizing figure, loved by some, hated by many, but undeniable all the same. Her opponent, a returning powerhouse, a former champion, a woman with vengeance on her mind and a point to prove, Raquel Rodriguez. After months off due to injury, Raquel came back with fire, setting her sights straight on Stratton's title. And when the match was announced for WrestleMania 41, the WWE Universe knew we were in for something special. But no one could have predicted how brutal this match would get. The bell rang, and from the very first lock-up, you could feel the tension. Raquel, with her size and strength, immediately took control, tossing Stratton around the ring like a rag doll. Stratton, ever the strategist, ducked and dodged, using her speed to create separation. But the damage started piling up early. A spine-shattering powerbomb onto the apron left Stratton clutching her lower back. Moments later, Raquel whipped her into the steel steps, the sound of flesh meeting metal echoing through the stadium. Yet somehow, Tiffany kept fighting. Every time she was knocked down, she got back up. Not because she was stronger, but because she refused to give up. Raquel went for the kill multiple times, but Tiffany used her ring IQ to escape, counter, and stay alive. Around the 12-minute mark, the real turning point happened. Raquel went for her signature Texana bomb, but as Stratton landed, her leg buckled awkwardly. You could see it immediately. Something was wrong. Tiffany screamed out, clutching her knee, barely able to stand. The referee checked on her, even considered calling the match, but Stratton waved him off. She wasn't done. Then came the second blow. Raquel hit a top rope splash, and Stratton didn't get her hands up in time. The impact landed square on her ribs. Ringside medics believed she may have cracked or even broken a rib, and yet, she kicked out at 2. Commentary was stunned. The fans, many of whom had booed her for months, were now on their feet, cheering for her sheer will to continue. Tiffany Stratton was battered, bruised, limping, but still fighting. What followed was one of the gutsiest performances in WrestleMania history. Every move hurt, every breath looked like agony. But she kept swinging, using the ropes for leverage, hitting short strikes, diving off the second rope even though her leg barely held up. Raquel grew frustrated. She started making mistakes. She underestimated Stratton's grit. And then, out of nowhere, Tiffany hit the prettiest moonsault ever. But Stratton didn't stop. She climbed again, somehow, and hit a second moonsault, even with her injured knee. The bell rang. The crowd erupted. Tiffany Stratton had done the impossible. As Tiffany clutched her title, medics rushed the ring. She collapsed in the corner, barely able to stand. Her knee was visibly swollen, her breathing labored. But the look in her eyes said it all. Pride, relief, and maybe a bit of disbelief. Raquel, too, sat in the ring, staring at Stratton, and